Not every Vocaloid has the chance to see the light of day. It's unfortunate, but we have the option now to remember the cancelled Vocaloids and see if they would benefit any popularity if they had actually been released. By the end of the video, I'd like you to tell me who you think would be best to revive development for, because not all of these Vocaloids are cheap knockoffs. Actually, none of them are, now that I think about it, but, you know, blah. This list is not definitive by any means, as there could be more I haven't heard about. Plus, if there is one you know that isn't on the list, I have about 16 more on another video I'm doing later on about remembering the restricted Vocaloids. Not ones that are made, used, or retired, and unable to be used by the public. This won't be a long video, maybe. So get the snacks instead of the dinner meal. Thank you, but I'm not judging here. You can eat a meal while watching the video, it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get on to it. Hibiki Louie and Ring Suzune. During the time of Vocaloid 3 in 2012, Hibiki Louie and his supposed sister Ring Suzune, who is also on this list, but they have the same reason to be cancelled, so I'm just adding them here together, were both set to release and flood into the next generation of Vocaloids. But as you can see and not hear any song they sang, that obviously did not happen. Louie and Ring were two peas in a pod. Why, you ask? Oh, they just ripped the Ren and Lin thing from being left and right. Like, truthfully, Louie left, Ring right. I mean, that's literally what the statement is. Right and left. But they had what Lin and Ren didn't have. An art design by art contests. Winners being Yukari, not the Vocaloid, for Louie, and Miraichi for Ring. Pretty sad that no one actually won because these Vocaloids just faded into obscurity, so what happened? Well, no one knows for sure exactly, but the creators of the Vocaloids called Voca Next just suddenly up and vanished. Their website taken down, and eventually the URL for the website is not even in use to this day. There is more information, but first I want to say that there is actually one change.org petition to Yamaha to finish production of these Vocaloids. So if you want to see these Vocaloids get recognition, and you believe actually that change.org does something, the link is in the description. Let's at least get that petition to 100. It's only like 23 at the time of talking. Thing is, Ring had a vocal by Mika of the band Daisy by Daisy. Or maybe it's Daisy X Daisy, or maybe just Daisy Daisy, which sounds much better, but poor Louie didn't get the cut in time due to financial restraints. It doesn't matter much because since we're talking about them now, you know none of this is going to mean anything. But one could dream of a reality of them. Ring, however, does have a few demos that you could probably go check out. I'll link them down in the description just so you can see them or hear them. Anyway. Did I tell you that Embrace, my Vocaloid album, is out now with 20 songs never heard before, except for like 3 or 4 I forgot about. If you want to test out some of the songs, there is a playlist down below, and you can buy and stream it everywhere. Maybe except the toilet, because I don't think toilets are smart yet. They will be one day. LUAN and Lucia. Oh, another 2-4. LUAN and Lucia were said to be Spanish Vocaloids in 2016 by a one Giuseppe, who I have no idea who even is. However, Lucia had conceptual designs by Aki Glancy and Risago, and were designed to be Spanish. So what exactly happened specifically here? Giuseppe tried his best to get any company to actually take these two Vocaloids, but almost all of them, including PowerFX, Zero G, and Voctor Labs, would not take them. However, to understand the reason these two didn't get Vocaloids, we need to understand accents in the Vocaloid community. You see, since LUAN and Lucia were supposed to be Spanish, you should know that there are many dialects in Spanish. Considering you've got Castilian Spanish, which is the dialect among Bruno and Clara, and most widely used in the world. Andalusian, Rioplatense. That's mainly in Argentina. I don't speak Spanish, so that I'm butchering these, I'm sorry. The Caribbean Spanish, Andean from the Andes, and loads more such as Mexican dialect. But half are from Europe areas such as Spain, and some are from Latin America, which Spaniards back in the day basically conquered the land. But LUAN and Lucia sounded more European, in which many Spanish Vocaloid fans didn't like since they would prefer standard Spanish. And since I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to Spanish anyway, and how Spanish Vocaloids sound, because I don't listen to very many Spanish songs in general, but I really should. What is the difference between standard Spanish, European Spanish, and Latin American Spanish? I don't understand. It's like Cantonese. With many fans outcrying that they both sounded a lot like Clara, except with different accents, which is odd, and I guess I gotta hear it to understand why. Giuseppe was understandably flustered and frustrated. I saved the word. Like, imagine having 2 whole Vocaloids ready to go, and everyone says, "It's trash!" Even though you worked for at least a couple years on it. But there was something controversial that put the nail in the coffin for these Vocaloids for the community, as Akuo-P was the voice provider for LUAN. And I'm not exactly sure why, but a lot of people didn't really like that, and because Vocaloid Wikia says Akuo-P was a, quote, a Vocaloid producer with a divisive reputation among the Spanish-speaking fandom. Maybe because he made a gender-bent version of Clara named Lair. But other than that, and making the demonstration song for Micah, I'm not sure why he's so divisive. So if anyone knows, tell me. I'm not that too into that part of the community. I'm sorry. And with all of that coming forward, Giuseppe made a very rash judgment call in something that would destroy anybody's career. He insulted the entire community and criticized everyone's taste a bit too harshly, causing a rift unable to be mended. So therefore, the whole project was trashed. And I didn't find many things to show what Giuseppe is doing now. All I know is that, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show this or not, but I actually have the songs people criticized in video format. How did I get them? I have friends in places. Let's just say that. So as a warning, before we begin, this is a teaching moment in Vocaloid history. Reporting on said debacle within the community and using the song and video as reference. Under United States law, any copy strike or DMCA takedown notice against the video or channel will be met with swift legal action and a threatening letter from my regularly contacted copyright office. This isn't to say Giuseppe would try to take me down, it's just that I've dealt with people who have done such things before. I'm covering my butt this time. You have been warned. But for the rest of you, take notice of the sound and tell me in the comments what you think about this. Let her rip.
Entre el cielo y el suelo hay algo, con tendencia a quedarse calvo de tanto recordar. Solo da una faz. La cara vista es un anuncio de señal. La cara oculta es la voces, mucha sensatez. Y no sé si seré sensato, lo que sé es que me cuesta un rato hacer. Cuesta tanto olvidarte. Me cuesta tanto olvidarte. Me cuesta tanto. Y no me cansé de jurarte que no habrá segunda parte. Me cuesta tanto olvidarte. Me cuesta tanto.
So what did you think? I'd really like to know your opinion on this. I know it's controversial and all that, but I'm slowly learning how to not care as much. So, suck it. I can call the Vocaloid community a band of toxic people and not get burned at the stake because I love you all, and it's pretty obvious I love this community anyway. Just remember, if I ever get that bad, please, you have my permission to politely, please, step in and tell me I'm being far too harsh. I'm sure there might be times where I might get that way with life and such. I just beg everyone's forgiveness always, because remember that I'll have to forgive your dislike and every negative sexist comment. Why are my negative comments always sexist? I don't know. You guys do know that was all a joke, right? I love you and thank you guys for everything you are for me. And even those sexist comments out there, because even negative comments and dislikes have their uses to making videos even more searchable on YouTube. Although my mental health goes down, so be nice or be judged. But with these Vocaloids, it is sad, but we can look into this and remember them. Remember, right? Remember what I ate for lunch yesterday. Can't remember. What? No, wait. No, can't remember. Sorry. I love you so much. I want to embrace you with all of my melodies. Wink, wink. Zhanyin Lorra. If you remember the top Vocaloids of 2019, if you haven't seen it, then go watch it. I talked about a Vocaloid's name for NetEase. Zhanyin is the precursor to Yao Luniang, the now future NetEase Comics Vocaloid. NetEase abandoned her, Zhanyin Lorra, I'll just call her Lorra, in 2017. She was sold off to a Joy Me network. This wasn't a sale of a Vocaloid, but the character rights itself. After looking further into Joy Me, I came across the Chinese firm Joy Me Capital, which are marketers for many types of video game studios across North America and Europe and into China and Southern Asia, India, and MENA. They may not make a Vocaloid out of her, but they probably are going to make a video game with her if they haven't already. But I'm sure if she will be named the same. I'm not sure if she'll be named the same. It's cool to think of a once Vocaloid could become like a main character in a video game I'd enjoy, because I'd play the heck out of it on my gaming channel. In 2018, she was listed in Vocaloid 5 in a directory of her own called Zhanyin Lorra setup.mbp. She's not a Vocaloid, and while she actually could be, that's more than likely that Shanghai wanted her to be a V5, but then traded her over to Joy Me and forgot to update Yamaha, meaning she's still perceived to be 86th, but we're not done yet, because NetEase had a full-on backstory for her. Hit the lights. Boop. It was a day in China. Above Yu Jingling's house appeared a portal. From this portal came a ship that crashed right into his living room and the new furniture he bought. I added that part. She had a clear and cold voice when she sang. For some reason she sang. And with Ling's help, she became a Vocaloid. Meaning Ling failed, oh boy. Okay. That is so ironic. Oh yeah, she appears to be 16, but is actually 163 years old. And if you want to know her sizes for whatever reason you want, they are 70, 54, 74. And I hope that's not in inches, because she'd be a freaking giant Godzilla monster. Godzilla the waifu. I'm just gonna put this here. No pressure, no pressure. I'm just gonna wait and leave you two here alone. The original Big Al, number 1 and number 2. Some of you may know this if you're into Big Al, or just know Vocaloid past Miku, but some may not even know who Big Al is. Those that don't know past Miku, is who I'm talking about. Big Al is a Vocaloid, don't get me wrong, but the vocals had to be replaced halfway through development, meaning we could have gotten a totally different Big Al known as Ronnie. That one was dropped due to quality issues. Then came Big Al's second voice bank with Michael King, who is a professional Elvis impersonator that I never heard about, but couldn't record a redo, and bam! New provider, Frank. Filthy Frank, is that you? Frank was found, and that gave us Big Al, which shows us that the third time really is the charm. Also, I found a Taiwan version That looks kind of hot. Here you go. So you can thank me on that one. Do you know how long it took me to make this album? 2 years.
Support me, please.
I need funds to pay for the next album. This isn't me asking for money. I just want people to tell me they like my music to bomb my ego into the ozone. But the next one is in the final Vocaloid. So take the time to subscribe and click the like and the bell icon so you can get more videos much like this one. Oh, and comment your feelings about anything in the video. But remember, the more you watch, the more support you give me. Even if you don't watch. Just set it down and go do something else. Play a game. Don't know. So go ahead and watch it twice and maybe go watch the meme videos again. They're evergreen. Content you know. Interlude over. CV04. CV04 is Krypton Future Media's unreleased male vocal. But it could be related to CV4C SS. 4C. I mean, it's a B, but it's German for 2 S's. I don't know how to pronounce. I don't know what that's called. What is it called? I just call it 4CB, even though it's not right. Don't nag me that, please. Which is a private voice bank by Krypton that used something called Vocaloid Flex, which was designed much like VTalk, meaning it's a lot like VoiceRoid, essentially. It was used for a robot lady called HRP-4C, which is ironically matches 4CSS. But the voice provider was known to be Eriko Nakamura. I should also mention that HARP 4C was also used as a vocal test for both Miku and Gumi, for which she cosplayed at Seatech Japan 09. Now, would I say these are canceled per se? I'm not too sure about that, but I had too many on the remembering the restricted Vocaloids list that it would definitely be better to place this where it is right now on the canceled Vocaloids list rather than an upcoming video. I'm not sure if it's even used. I'm not sure if it's coming out later. So, from my understanding, canceled. No one knows fully how many Vocaloids were canceled that were not mentioned to us, but we can only hope that more Vocaloids will not be added here on this list. Sadly, Vocaloids are not people, or maybe that's a good thing because they can live forever, but products. And they can get canceled not in the same way as Logan Paul. Oh goodness, I actually forgot about him for a few freaking days. Sweet ignorance, come back! I need you! Or like Toddy Westbrook for that matter. They get canceled in a way that we never get to see them. Vocaloids, I mean. We never hear them at their fullest potential or at all. And for all those Vocaloids, I would like to say rest in peace. Don't forget to subscribe to this graveyard of a video and click that like button as well. And hit that bell icon to get the next video I have prepared for Vocaloid Remembrance Months. Because I totally messed up January and February. Oh my gosh, what happened there? And never forget to catch it next time. Otherwise known as a Tuesday. Because I'm gonna get stuff done, yeah. Tuesday is gonna be your day. Yes.
Catch you next time.
Don't forget to buy my album.
Not being rude. No pressure.
No pressure.